morning. This message is for my buddy, whom I consider a younger brother. Hey, you know, I bought a bicycle in secret when I was much younger, and I hid it in my closet, and I tried to get you know, tried to get approval slowly, and you know, I saved up my money for like a year through whatever, somehow scraping up money, right? When you're a kid, you don't have a lot to go around, and I reasoned that I could save money, a lot more money, riding my bicycle than taking the bus. Now, the bicycle was one thing. I did get into a few serious accidents with it, but I was okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So you got this motorcycle, huh? And you don't wanna let your mom know. Well, a motorcycle is an entirely different animal. And yeah, I know you've been riding for a while and you got experience, but you're still a minor. You know, you're 11 months away from turning 18. I think the reality of it is you still do need to submit to your parents. Even though one parent may not agree, you still need to submit, because I think it is what we believe. You know, we submit to our parents unless they're advising us to break the law or do something immoral. Then, you know, there's a higher law that takes over, but we submit. And I think it's important, because when we submit, it's you know, basically we can do whatever we want. We have all the control and power. But when we submit, it takes a lot more to submit than to do that, than to just do whatever. So I think that's really important. Now, I think obedience is better than sacrifice. I forget where that is, but because we both profess to believe in God and the Bible and the principles that are adhered to the Bible, that's really important, that we need to submit to our parents, one. And two, you know, it doesn't matter what you do, what kind of nice things you do for your folks, it's much more important to obey than to sacrifice. I think somewhere, I forget which verse that is, but God instructed the king, one of the kings, to kill off all the animals, and he didn't. He said, well, you know, it would be better if we sacrifice them to you, Lord. And God wasn't happy with that. He didn't obey. He just chose to sacrifice instead of obey. So yeah, it's always better to obey than to sacrifice. You know, that kind of follows along the lines of another relationship problem that you might come across. Hopefully you don't when you get older, but I've seen it a lot where the parents don't like you. You know, like if you're dating a girl and the parents don't like you, well, if you know that early on in the relationship, as soon as you find out, you need to submit, because even though you might be older, you might be in your 20s or 30s, if you find out the parents don't like you, then it's very important that you talk to them and say, look, this is, you know, if you're intending to marry this girl, it's very important that you talk to the parents saying, you know, I intend to marry your daughter. Do you have any objections? Because if you do, I won't pursue this. I will have to respect your desires, because the reality of it is they will become your parents too once you marry into her family. So you need to respect that. It doesn't matter how many good things you do for them, and I've seen it, man. It's pretty ugly. I've seen it where this one gal would come over and mop the floor, clean the house, cook everything, cook food, do the dishes daily, and I think it was my uncle. Parents never accepted her because they were racist. They didn't like her color, the color of her skin. But she was, I mean, she was just amazing, and she did that for over 10 years. I think it was 17 years. She did that, and the parents still never gave permission for their freaking precious son to marry her. So in the end, her heart was broken, and she wanted to have kids, so she broke up with him and left, and started her life. It's a real shame. She was such a treasure. But as soon as you find that out, as soon as you know that, you must honor her parents and ditch out. Now, if you've been going together for a long time, and then, like, I would say you've been going together for years, and then you find out the parents don't like you, then yeah, well, that's a different story, and that's a different situation. But if you find out early that the parents don't like you to begin with, it's time to take a hike, and because you cannot, yeah, you need to respect that. And the truth is, I know how guys feel. We feel that, wow, this is like the only, I'll never find another one like this again. But the truth is, there's so much abundance. And if you can respect her parents, who knows, something much better may come along. So that's my little advice. I cannot petition your mother to insist that you get your motorcycle license. As an older brother, I would say I cannot go against your mother. It's very important that you submit to her.